Hey, bringers in the North, and for those of you community group leaders that are new, we call the community group leaders in the North bringers. And when we sit down, I'd love to explain that idea to you. Wanted to follow up on the community group leader kickoff meeting, which was on Sunday. Michael Easley and Dave Ramsey and Doug Martin did a great job of painting a picture of what if, as a local church, we were out of debt. But more importantly, what if, as families and individuals, you were out of debt? What kind of ministry, what kind of personal ministry could you have? What if you didn't carry around the burden of debt? And they just did a great job in painting that picture for us. And really what that means for you as a community group leader is that in January, we're going to start a new sermon series, a new initiative regarding stewardship. And we've decided, after looking at all the different tools out there, that FPU is the best tool to help individuals and families think about being debt-free and being good stewards of their the gifts that God's given them. And as a church, we're going to have all kinds of different options to help families go through FPU, whether it's weeknights or we'd love to help your community group go through FPU as well. And so when we get together over the next several months, we can process that together and figure out what it means for your specific community group. But that leaves us with a fall, the next couple months, and you might have already picked out your curriculum or whether or not your group's going to do a sermon series, and whatever that is, I trust you in that. But I also wanted to tell you about another offering called Lanes. And Lanes is something that I've developed, and it's really a guide. It's a mini curriculum to help the folks in your community group explore 5 aspects of your unique design with the goal of helping you identify the lane that you were meant to run in. And really, it comes out of Ephesians 2:10, where it says, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." God has designed us to run in a specific lane. God has given each of us a passion and experience and gifts. And when we run in that lane, as we saw from the movie Chariots of Fire, when Eric Little, the star of that movie, says, "When I run, I feel God's pleasure." There are things that we do. When we do them, we feel God's pleasure because that's exactly what we were designed to do. And Lanes is a group of exercises, a little mini program, if you will, that helps us identify and walk into that good work. And Lane stands for loves, what you're passionate about, your abilities, those certain things that you've been really gifted to do. N stands for niche. What are those very niche areas where you function? Elements will help you explore the fundamental elements or aspects of your design. And then the S stands for spiritual gifts. There are things that you have been supernaturally gifted to do. And Lanes, when you walk through that together, will help you explore all of those. And here's the beauty of Lanes. You can do it in community. It's going to help you dig deeper into each other's lives, which will be a lot of fun. And it can help change the direction of your entire life. Not only is this about ministry, but Lanes is going to help you think through why sitting behind the desk is frustrating to you, or why you come alive when you are outdoors, or different aspects of your life that are transferable not only to ministry, but in every aspect of your life. You can do it in probably a minimum of 2 meetings, or you can stretch it out to 5 meetings. It's also free. You can go to www.cgleaderresources.wordpress.com/lanes. And if you look right below this video box, you can see a link to that. It's cgresources.wordpresses.com/lanes. And you can walk through all the exercises. It's pretty self-explanatory, and really talk about it as a group, and talk about what you're experiencing and what you're finding out about yourself. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. In closing, watch this short video with Francis Chan, author of Crazy Love. It's a great video, even though the quality of the video is very bad because it's old and the quality's bad. But the message is great. And the message that Francis is trying to deliver here is if you don't dance on the balance beam, you will never get to experience the joy of dismounting. It's kind of funny at the end where he does the gymnasts dismount. But the message is so key. And the way another author says it, you can't walk on water if you don't get out of the boat. And for those of you that take your groups through lanes, which I hope you'll do, lead them to the place where they're ready to step out of the boat. Lead them to the place where they're doing their dance, they're running the race that God has intended for them, and now they get to experience the joy of dismounting off the balance beam and for Christ saying, "Well done, good and faithful servant."
You know, there's so much instability, so much that we don't understand, that we don't know. For me, growing up, it was, a lot of you guys know my mom died giving birth to me. And my dad remarried. Then my stepmom died in a car accident when I was 9. Then my dad got married again. Then my dad died of cancer when I was 12. And so I'm in junior high. My mom's dead. My stepmom's dead. My dad's dead. The only close relatives I had were my aunt and uncle, George and Sandra. And then when I was in high school, they got in a fight, and my Uncle George shot and killed my aunt, and then stuck the gun to his own head, killed himself. So I'm 16 years old, and this is life to me, going, man, what's next? Everything seems to be falling apart, and we get a little worried, we get a little scared. And this is what Christians do. You know, they try to serve God, but then things get a little rocky, and things get a little unstable, and so we go, okay, that was nuts. I don't want to live like that. Let me hold on. And this is your routine. This is what so many people do. They go, you know what? I'm not going to try anything crazy. I'm just going to sit here, and I'm just going to hold on. And this is what you look like. You just go, this is what people do. You know what? I'm just going to have my nice little family. We're just going to, we're just going to keep to ourselves. We're going to live in a gated community. I'm going to homeschool my kids, make them wear helmets everywhere. I'm going to, I'm not going to let them outside because sun has bad rays. I'm going to, just on and on and on. And you just live your life in the safety of, I don't want to do anything crazy for God. I just want to, go to church on Sundays and maybe give like 2%. And maybe help the nursery because I feel guilty. And then you do this your whole life, and then you go, your greatest prayer is like, God, you know what? I would love to die in my sleep and not even feel it, and then just go up to heaven. And so you want to die like this, just in your sleep, right in the middle of a dream, good dream, the dream you're going to heaven, and you don't even feel it. And then suddenly you wake up, you stand before the judge, and you go, now, if could you imagine watching the Olympics, and some girl does that, just gets up there, starts straddling the thing, and then steps off and goes, what is the judge supposed to do on the card? You see, and to me, I go, man, that's the routine that so many Christians are headed for. That's the routine, the boring, I do nothing crazy because I don't want to fall. That's the routine that they're going to live, and then one day it's going to be a shock because they're going to step off that balance beam and realize they're standing before the judge. They're standing before the judge, and you think he's going to look at that routine and go, wow, well done. Well done. You lived the safest life possible. You didn't slip. You didn't fall. See, that's not the life that God's called us to. That's where the majority will head. But I don't want to go where the majority goes.